Sentire Media.
Well, hello there and good morning on a beautifully clear 25th of February at 7:03 in the morning. And we are excited because we get our little taste of spring here in the Candigliano Valley. I'm Jason.
Ciao. I'm Ashley.
And together we live at a little piece of paradise called Cacamone in Piobico, Italia. We're doing another one because Ashley's been bugging me to do it. I really don't think there's a lot to talk about, but here we go.
Try to stay a little more consistent.
Yeah. We got a little bit of that cold snap that came through the rest of Europe. It kind of dipped down to us, and we got a few days, a little bit of snow. A good little, like the last hurrah, it seemed like, of winter. And then right after that, the high pressure came in, and yesterday was one of those early, like late winter, early spring days where you get the taste of the next season. And it was 19 degrees at 2 o'clock, but that spring where it's like right now it's -3, so. It's that real big swing where, as you are outside working in the morning, you just keep peeling layers off.
It is also a dangerous thing to get sucked into because every year this happens to us. We get this nice little bit of sunny, warm weather in February, and then sure enough, March, sometimes April, we get another blast of something cold.
Yeah, so hopefully. The trees the little buds are swelling, and I hope they don't throw off their flowers yet during this little warm snap, because we will definitely get a freeze.
So we've been trimming the trees, continuing to, last time we were talking on the podcast, we were burning the brush. Gaji's back. And so the pyro is pig in shit to burn everything on these nice, warm, dry days. And it's nice. It's good to get the body moving again, don't you think?
Yeah, especially since last year, I don't know. I just feel like, especially this year, we didn't have that season to where come November it was like, oh, let me just sit on my butt for a month and a half. It didn't happen this year, so now I'm really ready to get into it.
Should we talk road?
Let's talk the road.
Give them a little road update.
So last week, just real quick recap. Last week, or no, maybe a month ago, there was someone. Pasquale. How do I start this?
Whatever.
Over? Okay.
A neighbor along our road organized a meeting with sent out a very official letter strongly worded to the mayors of the 5 comunes, villages that own part of the road we live along, as well as to the someone in the Regione, a Consigliere della Regione Marche, and it was set for February 20th. So we went. I was very excited. I was the only female there, except for one other assistant to a mayor or something. It was about how many of us locals there?
20.
Okay. So people who live along the road or use the road frequently or have a holiday, like a farmhouse, country house along the road. And the mayors spoke first and went around and basically why they weren't going to fix our road. Do you want to jump in the golden piece nugget from Urbania, the mayor from Urbania who started it all off?
This was my favorite quote of the whole meeting. He gets off there and starts off and says, as government, we're not here to waste money. We're here to spend money wisely.
It was just...
And I almost pissed my pants because after 13 years here in Italy, I thought the job of the government was just to shit money everywhere.
I thought that was exactly your job, to waste money and time.
Time, money, corruption. This is a waste of money. Wouldn't it be better if I gave it to my friend who donated to my campaign?
So that's how the meeting started off. It was like, oh, great. And we'll see. I'm sure nothing will really happen. Everyone kind of said their 2 cents about the road or kind of their problems with it and the safety issues and who's going to take care of it.
It was a waste. It was a giant waste of time. Nothing.
I was sitting on my hands. I wanted to talk so bad. Jason was like, keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, we're there to listen and just be another body. We're not there to talk. Ashley, of course, couldn't keep her mouth shut. And at the very end, someone made eye contact with her, probably because they could see she was jumping out of her seat. And she decided to ramble for I had a pincher. I had to do the pinch.
He was like,
what do you guys do? Do you do the pinch or do you do the foot press?
Oh my God.
I like the pinch because it can look like you're like
being supportive,
but in all actuality, you're grabbing the side of the
little back fat,
and twisting the longer she went on.
So that was that. They told us they were going to study the road. And
yeah, they're going to do a study to see what work needs to be done for the road and how much it's going to cost and blah, and whose part is whose. And this one, I forget his name, but an older farmer raises his hand and goes, yeah, don't worry about that. That was done 6 years ago. They did the whole thing. They broke it down by village and who's responsible for what and what it's going to cost and the work that needs to be done. Already done that. So we don't.
Wait, I thought they don't waste money in the government. They're going to do it again. So who knows? Who knows? But
there was I know we talked about the nosh. I talked about the nosh. There's no reason to go if there was no nosh. There was a little nosh.
There was.
I was so disgusted by the end that I just left. Like, I was third out the door. It was like, ugh, get me out of here. What a waste of time.
Jason was also upset because of the road, and all the locals kept coming up to him saying they saw the video of him driving the Panda in the snow. And he was one guy said, "You've gone viral in Piobico." And Jason was furious afterwards. And he was like, just don't post videos of me driving off road anymore because
I don't like people knowing what I don't like social media in the fact that I understand we use it as a tool to promote and make our business known, but I am not into putting every single thing, having everyone know my business. Oh, I took a dump today. Look, big boy. No, I don't want 18 people coming up to me in town and knowing that I'm doing donuts in an empty field. I just don't know. Why? Is it illegal? No. But I live out in the middle of nowhere because I want to be left alone, not because I want everyone to know everything that I'm doing.
That's true. Speaking of knowing everything that you're doing in social media, you do want to get involved with one aspect of something that's hot right now.
We need merch.
It seems like everyone's got merch.
Everyone's turned into and when I mean everyone, from podcasts to people with
YouTube
videos, everyone's got merch. Everyone's selling T-shirts.
Jason doesn't want to sell T-shirts.
I don't want to sell T-shirts. I think we should sell windbreakers. 80s windbreakers. Branded 80s windbreakers. We need merch. We don't have any branded items.
We just have our apron.
Yeah, but I'm not. Those aren't to be sold.
I know.
You have to take a cooking class.
Exactly. You have to earn them.
You have to earn that. So I don't know. Actually, I think we should get merch or the old school shorts from the '80s that the sports coaches would wear. That are really high waisted but really short. You know what I'm talking about.
We're either going to get into merch or cat videos. It's one or the other. God. Any other it was Gaji's birthday.
Gaji's birthday. He is almost exactly 30 years my senior, so that would put him at 72. We went out to the coast to go to a very simple. We were one of 6 people in the restaurant on a Monday.
This was a Gaji approved restaurant.
Yeah, it's a normal one.
Well, 2 podcasts ago we mentioned the hilarities at Ristorante Al Mare, the one that was a little too fancy for his liking.
Yeah, this one was much simpler. This is one of the big 4 that we always go to. The only interesting or funny part of this lunch was that his birthday fell on a Monday. So the week before, I was talking to him. What do you want to do for your birthday? Are we doing anything? Do you want to get a bunch of people together? He goes, no, COVID. It's really interesting. He likes to use COVID as a excuse that is,
only when he doesn't want to do something.
Yeah, he uses it to his advantage. So if he wants to do it, screw COVID. We're going. Like, there's no mention of it. But if he really doesn't want to get together or to do some activity or something, oh no, COVID. COVID is rampant right now. It's like, okay. So he just wanted it to be the 4 of us, and he said early in the week, well, I said, your birthday falls on a Monday. That's not good for restaurants in general. Above all, fish. Mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, you're right. I go, okay, let's do it. We'll do it Tuesday or Wednesday. So he says, okay, great. Then
he also goes on to say that a birthday lasts 365 days. You just changed So you have all year to celebrate.
Yeah, whatever. And then he's an adult, and we can do it 2 days later. Then here comes Friday night. Friday night for our usual evening phone call. And he says, what are we doing? When are we going to lunch for my birthday? I go, I don't know. You want to go Tuesday, Wednesday? What day do you want? He goes, I work Tuesday. I go, okay, let's go Wednesday. No. Let's go Monday. Monday's my birthday. We should go Monday. I go, I thought we talked about the fish and fish. There's no good fish, and most of the two of the three restaurants we want to go to are closed. I know, but it's Monday. We're going Monday. It's like, fine, we'll go Monday. So it's just a typical Godster.
Wait, but tell them what Rosanna did. So at the restaurant, Gaji was totally fine. Rosanna ordering.
We ordered spaghetti with vongole, with little tiny clams. If you've ever been to Italy, you've probably had spaghetti vongole. They're very small, especially on this side of the Adriatic. She asked them, she wanted the spaghetti vongole, but she wanted them to shell all the vongole. So
the lady looked at her and was like, and she was like, we'll do our best. It was so
it's just not something.
And Gaji looks at Rosanna.
Well, they all kind of looked at her like, what the hell are you talking about?
That's a big ask. This is not a fancy restaurant. P.S. Maybe she thought they had time because we were the only people in there.
Perhaps. But you better get shelling because that's going to take a while.
Speaking of shelling vongole, Rosanna's on a kick. It must be vongole season. She wants to meet on Friday with 10 kilos of vongole to shell and put away.
Put in jars and
Put in
freeze.
jars, exactly.
And Gaji poo-pooed that because he said there's sun out. There's good warm weather, and we're not going to waste time showing vongole.
It's up to you two. We're down for whatever, but we'll keep you posted how that goes. Any other updates?
Updates. Let's see. Updates. Oh yeah, the garden. So we planted fava beans and peas and garlic. Garlic we planted up here by the house in the raised beds. Fava beans and peas went into the field.
Oh yeah.
They both sprouted pretty early, like right after Christmassy. I saw little sprouts, and I was worried that the hard frost from the upcoming winter, like January, February's real winter, would burn them all and destroy them. So I thought the great idea would be to put a little straw on top to give them a little insulation. Mm-hmm. So we were
really proud of ourselves.
We were proud of ourselves. We did it right before a rain came, so it really set in good. Well, I go to check them yesterday, thinking, I haven't seen them pop up through the straw, and now everything else is kind of starting to bloom. Let's see what's going on. So I peel back, I don't know, a few meters of the straw covering the rows, and nothing.
All I hear is, oh no.
Nothing. Not dead or proprio, nothing. And I go, what the hell?
As if they were empty.
Like it was empty. And I start peeling more straw back, and I see every 25 centimeters where there should be a pea plant or a fava plant or whatever, a little hole. And I go, oh shit. Do you know what happened? We provided the most optimal place for the voles to travel underneath the straw and nice and warm and munch out on all of our vegetables. There is a hole every 25 centimeters for 50 meters all the way down my garden.
You just gave them a winter
wonderland, a buffet, and they're all gone. Everything, nothing, not a pea, not a fava bean, and we are on the 5th of February. So I'm going to try to replant them this weekend and see if that works. Normally we throw down that fava beans, garlic, peas, and a couple other things in the autumn, and they just sprout for for spring. But we'll see. Maybe they just come a little later.
Well, that's a perfect segue because we threw out a Ask Us Anything on Instagram and got quite a few questions, and one of them was basically related to that. They didn't lose their veggies, but they had forgotten or didn't get a chance or whatever to plant garlic and fava in the fall, and we're wondering if they could do it now. So we're going to try.
We'll let you know in 2 months.
Okay.
But again, it depends on your growing zone. So just because it works for us here doesn't work for us here doesn't mean it can't be possible where you live.
True. They were in southern Italy, so we'll see. All right. So like I said, we didn't Ask Us Anything. Jason likes to say there's no dumb questions, but there are. So we'll see how this goes.
Just run through these. A lot of them are just repetitive.
What? This one's a bit for you, obviously. What's the most difficult food you've learned to make here? Would it be a porchetta, cheese, bread? Those were their questions, but it wouldn't probably be any of those.
No, not difficult, but the changing the way you cook and the way you think about the food in general and the kitchen. I know it's cliched, but eating with the seasons and being simpler and less is more. That's really, though, it took me a good couple of years to wrap my head around. Simple is better. And when you have the best ingredients that are picked at the height of their season, all you're going to do is screw them up by doing more things. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just cooking it properly and seasoning it properly, and that's all you need. Whether it's a steak or a piece of fish or even vegetables, you can't do better than just slicing them up, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and eating them. So that's not the hardest, but definitely the biggest.
It's just the change of mentality. Favorite beach towns nearby? Well, if you listen to the podcast, we love Fano. That's about the way we drive 45 minutes, just under an hour from our place, straight shot to the Adriatic Sea.
But it's not the best beach in the area.
Correct. So some people like to go a little bit south to Senegalia. If you continue along the coast south of Ancona, so now from us, we're starting to get a bit further away. But now you start to see Numana and Sorolo, and these are more dramatic coastlines of the cliffs. You've got to kind of hike down.
It's not a beach, though.
That's what I was going to say. You kind of have to hike down to little inlets versus out here along our stretch of the Adriatic, it's a big sandy or stony flat beaches. We did go in the fall to San Benedetto del Tronto in the south of La Marche and loved that. That was a gorgeous, big, sandy beaches with big promenades. That was a cool place where I think we spent a night there, and I thought I'd go back for sure.
Where was my surgeon's office? Cabiche Mar?
Oh, just north of there. Yes, that was really cool too.
It's where the
No, it's. I would have to look that up.
It's where the racetrack is.
Yes.
Hold on. You stall. I'll look this up. I actually will look this up. I'm standing in front of a computer.
Okay, someone asked, how do I keep my girlish figure? I'll answer that one. Well, funny you should ask. It's not that girlish right now. Normally, in all honesty, our weight swings. We would joke early on that it was more of a bear diet where we would eat fruits and berries and veggies all summer and then hibernate and just kind of pig out all winter. Those swings are harder as you get older to burn off.
Misano Adriatico.
There you go. Misano Adriatico. That is a cool area.
Because they have a racetrack right on the other side of the Autostrada. Where is the name of that racetrack? It's famous for MotoGP.
Yeah, the MotoGP is the motorcycles.
Motorcycles, like the Valentino Rossi motorcycles. So their town has money because they have lots of races every year. And when you go to the beach, there's waterfalls. The beach promenade, like the walk, the Lungomare, is great. It's much nicer than anything that we have around here.
All of the hotels and the little apartments are just
money.
Swankier.
Yeah, they got
like
money.
All the stuff at Fado is sweet because we like it, but it's definitely dated. It's not like a Mediterranean style place.
They call it the Riviera Romagnolo.
It's pretty. If you're looking on a map, look for Cattolica, and it's just north of Cattolica.
Oh, it's called the Misano World Circuit.
Oh, for the racetrack?
Yeah, Marco Simoncelli. Never been. Want to go.
I know. We were going to try to go last spring, but COVID. So the girlish figure part is... I kind of would joke about this before, but I realize now that we aren't working...
Aren't working?
that we're on our feet a lot. We can eat a bunch because we are constantly running around. Also, I try not to always eat all of the stuff from the cooking classes. I sit down with all the guests to enjoy the meal that has been made through their efforts. But in all honesty, sometimes I do more talking than eating because it's like, how many more times can I have this same pasta or this, whatever it may be. But I think we really are active is the main part. We're constantly on our feet, constantly running around, and all day long. From 5:30, 6 in the morning, you're rocking and rolling. Take a nap, and you're back on your feet going through till dinner. But this last year without guests, not so much. And the pounds have stuck on a bit longer. So it's time to get our fat bodies moving. So good question. What's another one?
They're just kind of repetitive. I'm not answering that one.
Come on.
Well, what do you want me to come on here? You obviously had ones you are. We don't have to answer every one, and I'm not answering any political. I'm not going to get into a political debate.
All right, quick one. What's the tractor situation? We had talked about that before. It did not happen. They ran out of tractors. It was a shit show.
Last one.
Do we plan to stay in Piobico?
Would love to. Don't know. I feel at home here, but who knows? Never say never, and I will never say it's not going to happen because Murphy will make you wrong. So there we go.
And
what's the last one?
Oh,
unless there's one that's actually worth answering.
I guess Jason's over the questions, and we'll save them for another podcast.
Look at them. Half of them, I'm looking at all of them. Half of them we've answered on podcasts before. I'm not going to get into a political discussion or anything. I'm not touching anything like that. So give me one.
No, we've never interviewed any other expats or guests on our show. I'm just throwing out the ones. It could be interesting. Yes, it could. But if you listen to us regularly, we're pretty inconsistent, and we don't put a whole lot of pre-planning into these.
And I don't want to. If I was on vacation, the last thing I would do is want to have someone stick a microphone in my face.
This is true. One other person asked about if there is in Italy rural employment exchange in Italy for room and board. That is more of like a woofer situation, and you would have to contact a place directly. It happens. What you would most likely need to be prepared for is to speak Italian and be prepared to work. I know of someone who was pumped up to do one of these work exchanges at a vineyard and couldn't wait and just thought this is going to be so ideal, wanted to get into the wine industry and learn more about it. And within like the first day or two was emailing us if she could come back to our place because
they're making me work here.
There's a lot of work involved. She wasn't quite happy with her accommodations she was given. So if it's something that you're interested in, we definitely tell this to the side of the people who are hosting you to do this as well. Do lots of like Zoom interviews, Skype things to get to know each other. You're living with these people on either side of the situation. So you better feel comfortable and understand what you're getting yourself into.
And also, my definition of work and your definition of work might be two totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
We hustle.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna take you on, I'm gonna get my pound of flesh. So we've had ones where over the years where people send us like these kind of looking for work exchanges and include their lists of won'ts or can'ts or things they'd like to do. Listen, if you're coming here, you do what I want you to
exactly.
do. No, you're not going to give me a list of...
I'd like to stay for free, and here's what I won't do.
I would really like to do these aspects, but I'm not so much interested in these aspects.
It's like...
You're going to shovel shit, man. You're going to do the things that I don't want to do.
Especially when you're writing these emails unsolicited. We have never once requested. So, two other ones really quick. Yes. Recommend going in northern Italy. I want to answer this one because we love going up north. The Alto Adige up to the Dolomites. Don't forget the mountains are gorgeous. We haven't explored as much the Como and that side.
Western side.
The west side.
That borders France and Switzerland.
We've driven through it a couple times. Exactly. But we really like the other side. from our place up there, it's kind of how long of a drive?
6.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, so it's a trek, but go to the mountains. The last one we'll answer for today is about Wi-Fi. And that early podcasts we talked about struggles with Wi-Fi and what our solution ever was, and if we got Sky or anything like that.
No, we don't have Sky. We have another satellite service. It's part of the exchange of living in the countryside. You're just not going to get fast internet.
We don't have television either.
No, we don't have a television. We don't have fixed phone line. We don't get, and a lot of signals that are ground based don't make it out here. So,
including cellular, we have been like.
Oh, did you see Tim come by yesterday?
No. Oh, yes, I did see the car.
They were going to fix the whatever. Something broke. Something broke at the end of the valley, cellular signal wise, because we have not had a cell signal for a week.
Nope.
Yesterday, 3TIM, Telecom Italia Mobile, that's the big cell phone company here, 3 of their vans come racing down the road yesterday going to the end of the valley.
There's like a repeater or something down there.
20 minutes later, this one guy comes by and says, "Hey, did you see another one of these red vans come by?" I said, "No." I go, "I'll be on the lookout." And he goes, "Yeah, one guy was coming from whatever, and got lost, and I think he got lost, and he's the guy with the part we need, so we're just all sitting up there." Typical.
Well, we felt it. So even though we've got the parabola, the satellite, it helps. But even with the cell service, rural living in Italy is still not easy for communications.
No, just like rural living in any country. Mm-hmm. If you really need that strong, fast, especially in the evenings, don't live out in the countryside.
Nope.
Or spend the money and. I mean, there's solutions. We could get repeaters and put up big towers and pull signals out of the air, but I'm not doing that.
No. Well, it doesn't really matter to us as much. We got enough. We got what we need. All right, so we'll wrap it up for today. Maybe I'll read a chapter of the book. We'll see.
Don't say that unless you're going to do it.
All right, we'll save it for next time. If there's one tagged on the end, it's a surprise. We'll see how this goes. Jason's working on croissants and has got to get back to that.
I got 10 more minutes.
And Gotchi's about to show up any minute.
I'm on try 14 of recipe 6. I've been making them every day, sometimes twice a day.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I give them a lot of them away. Our chickens have eaten so much freaking butter dough that I think they're going to drop dead of fatty liver disease.
They're definitely going to. So we got to watch that. Well, thanks for sending in your questions. Thanks for listening to the short podcast. And we'll try to keep putting them out. There's just not a lot going on. So that's why it's hard this time of year as well.
Yeah, this probably will never see the light of day.
Have a good one. Okay, thank you for sticking around for another chapter of the untitled, unfinished, unpublished book. These are just chapter summaries. And as a reminder, I have not read this in years. So the first time reading this with you is the first time it's been in about 5 years or more, basically since I wrote it. So here we go. Chapter 29, Truffle Mania. Truffle season has officially started, marked not only by the many festivals promoting this rare and mysterious fungi, but by the cars of foragers parked in our driveway every morning. Dressed in full camouflage, not sure why that is necessary, they quietly slip into our backwoods in the early dawn with only a dog and a truffle shovel over their shoulder. Not wanting the secret to be discovered, they hunt for one of the most expensive foods on the planet. Truffles are highly sought after, subterranean mushrooms found under old oak trees in France, Spain, and Italy that fetch a pretty penny. If you ask me, they kind of look like a golf ball-sized petrified poop. It's true. There are numerous species of tartufi, but the type worth killing for is the Tartufo Bianco, or white truffles, and can cost well over $3,000 a kilo, depending on the quality and season. The black truffle is much more affordable, but not nearly as pungent of a flavor or smell. And we're lucky to live in the heart of the Truffle Valley in La Marche. The prices are much lower for locals. Like mushrooms, truffles return to the same place year after year, so it is of utmost importance to keep your hunting spot to yourself. Some neighbors hunt truffles for passion, whereas others it's purely for profit. Jason is flooded with requests by self-proclaimed foodies begging for truffle-top dishes all year long, even though they're incredibly seasonal and lose their flavor within days of being dug up. With such mystery surrounding the truffle and recent New York Times article about their hefty price tag, many are curious how to cook it. The answer is simple. Just a paper-thin slice is all it takes. Truffles are used to finish a dish, shaved on top of a pasta, crostini, or frittata. It should never touch the heat of a pan. There is a special tool used to shave them very thinly. Think potato peeler for truffles. At the festivals, you can find loose truffles, truffle slicers, truffle oil, truffle cheese, truffle jams, truffle pasta, truffle rice, truffle salami, truffle-infused anything and everything. The purist will tell you only to buy the truffle itself. Nothing else can compare or capture the flavor shaved over the top of a pasta with butter or paper thin in a frittata. Keep it simple. The pungent, earthy flavor you want to smell. It's the pungy, earthy flavor you want to smell and taste. Every weekend in October and November, there's another village celebrating these strange and famed fungi. The festivities kick off every year in our neighboring town of Apecchio. Jason and I make it our duty to hit up as many of the truffle festivals as possible, sampling the goods and mingling with the neighbors. We run into Gaggi and Maurizio strolling with their wives, Rossana and Anna. The six of us walk together for a bit. Fusciani, his brother Alessandro, and his wife Daniela have set up their meat and cheese truck. We stop for a sample and to say ciao. As we wander about the village, we wave and nod to familiar faces. You look good. You've lost a few kilos, the pharmacist comments as we pass, noticing that we've both slimmed down considerably since moving here. It's true, but hysterical how fat we were when we first arrived that he felt like he needed to mention it. What's his name? I asked after a quick stop and chat. I can't remember to save my life, but he's the owner of the Fruttivendolo, Jason replied. Spotting Giancarlo and Jackie, we share a local beer from Colesi. Sitting at a wobbly table on a cobblestone street, we watch their kids pretend to be street performers. Even a few guests staying at our inn pass by. We smile and wave, offering to make space if they'd like to join us. It feels good, sitting here with our friends and neighbors, chatting about nothing in particular, enjoying the evening. Being seen with the locals gives us a bit of street cred with our guests as well. They see how much we've intertwined with these people and realize we just may have found the good life after all. All right, that's it for this week. And the next chapter will be an American Thanksgiving in Italy. So not quite seasonal, but that'll be the next one. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great one. Ciao, ciao.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.